So we're going to put up some slides with some of your companies here. You started one or two in your time. So, Virgin Atlantic, Virgin Records. I guess it all started with a magazine called Student, and then yes, all these other ones as well. I mean, how do you do this?
I read all these sort of TED instructions. You must not talk about your own business and this. And now you asked me, so I suppose you're not going to be able to kick me off the stage since you asked the question. So,
it depends what the answer is. But
no, I think I learned early on that if you can run one company, you can really run any companies. I mean, companies all about finding the right people and inspiring those people, drawing out the best in people, and I just love learning, and I'm incredibly inquisitive, and I love taking on the status quo and trying to turn it upside down. So I've seen life as one long learning process, and if I see, if I fly on somebody else's airline and find the experience is not a pleasant one, which it wasn't 21 years ago, then I'll think, well, maybe I can create the kind of airline that I'd like to fly on, and so got one sort of second-hand 747 from Boeing and gave it a go.
Well, that was a bizarre thing, because you made this move that a lot of people advised you was crazy, and in fact, in a way, it almost took down your empire at one point. I had a conversation with one of the investment bankers who, at the time when you basically sold your Virgin Records and invested heavily in Virgin Atlantic, and his view was that you were trading, the world's fourth biggest record company for the 25th biggest airline, and that you were out of your mind. Why did you do that?
Well, I think that there's a very thin dividing line between success and failure, and I think if you start a business without financial backing, you're likely to go the wrong side of that dividing line. We were being attacked by British Airways. They were trying to put our airline out of business, and they launched what's become known as the Dirty Tricks campaign. And I realized that the whole empire was likely to come crashing down unless I chipped in a chip. And in order to protect the jobs of the people who work for the airline and protect the jobs of the people who work for the record company, I had to sell the family jewelry to protect the airline.
Now, I mean, you use the Virgin brand a lot, and it seems like you're getting synergy from one thing to the other. What does the brand stand for in your head?
Well, I mean, I like to think it stands for quality. That if somebody comes across a Virgin company,
they're not quality, Richard. Come on now. Everyone says quality.
But I was going to move on. It's we have a lot of fun, and I think the people who work for it enjoy it. We as I say, we go in and shake up other industries, and I think we do it differently, and I think that industries are not quite the same as a result of Virgin taking them on.
There are you've always had this exploration bug in you. Have you ever regretted that?
Many times. I mean, I think with the sort of ballooning and boating expeditions we've done in the past, I got pulled out of the sea, I think 6 times by helicopters. So, and each time I didn't expect to come home to tell the tale. So in those moments, you certainly wonder what you're doing up there.
Your companies have had incredible, PR value out of these heroics for years, and until I stopped looking at the polls, you were sort of regarded as this great, hero in the UK and elsewhere. And I mean, cynics might say, this is just a smart business guy doing what it takes to, execute his particular style of marketing. How much was the sort of the PR value part of this?
Well, of course, the PR experts said that as an airline owner, the last thing you should be doing is heading off in balloons and boats and crashing into the seas. And in fact,
they had a point, Richard.
In fact, I think our airline took a full-page ad at the Times saying, come on, Richard, there are better ways of crossing the Atlantic.
So here, seriously, is there a dark side? I mean, a lot of people would say there's no way that someone could put together this incredible collection of businesses without knifing a few people in the back, doing some ugly things. You've been accused of being ruthless. There was a nasty biography written about you by someone. Is any of it true? Is there an element of truth in it?
I don't actually think that the stereotype of a business person treading all over people to get to the top, generally speaking, works. I think if you treat people well, people will come back and come back for more. And I think all you have in life is your reputation, and it's a very small world. And I actually think that the best way of becoming a successful business leader is dealing with people, fairly and well, and like to think that's how we run Virgin.
Well, Richard, when I was starting up in business, I knew nothing about it, and I also was I thought that business people were supposed to just be ruthless, and that was the only way you could have a chance of succeeding. And you actually did inspire me. I looked at you, I thought, well, he's made it. Maybe there is a different way. So I'd like to thank you for that inspiration and for coming to TED today. Thank you so much.
Great.